advance because it does take a while to cook. And I actually always have kasha with me. So that's one thing. But you can use any type of buckwheat, but if you use a plain one, you have to toast it before you use it. Or you can go to the Eastern European store and they will give you some.
Oh, nice.
So the first thing I'm going to do is take my broccoli, which just a small head, and I am going to rinse it and then put it in the food processor after I take off and just use the crowns. And Eric was kind enough to take, what are you doing playing with my phone?
The microphone came up.
Eric was kind enough to take my light away, so I feel like I'm cooking in the dark.
Well, there'd be a lot of shadow.
Eric, should I feature the phone right now or should I feature the laptop?
Well, you can go between either or and sort of do it like a switchboard if you want.
Oh, radical. Okay.
Can you move this for a second? Thank you.
Outside.
So, Luca, what made you decide to teach us this dish?
It's something that actually isn't that hard, and it's a nice savory dish if you can decide what meat you'd like to use.
I guess when Luca
and also I haven't had this in a long time, and I was kind of hungry for it.
When Luca suggests it's not hard, I have to say Luca is someone who can make a rainbow cake with a unicorn. So when she said it's not hard, we should take a grain of salt.
The hardest part of this is just waiting for the kasha to cook. Just because it just takes a while. You can't like have it cook fast. It has to cook extremely slow.
Eric, I have to say thank you so much. You're holding at a perfect angle.
I have my tripod with the phone mount, so.
Oh, so it's not you. No, I'm joking.
I'm gonna give you credit anyway.
Yes, I've mastered holding my hand perfectly still.
That's called preparation.
Well, it's like I have 8 years background in video production.
Yeah, so hence why my blind is down and why one of my light bulbs has been screwed out. Make sure we have the perfect lighting.
There'll be a lot of shadows.
So you just want to pulse this until it's maybe, I don't know, I can show it, okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna just, and I printed this out because this is the problem with my family. They never wrote anything down, ever. You were just expected to know it, and that was it. So the funny thing is that somebody had also said their family did the same thing. Like they never wrote anything down, so we often have to go online to figure out how much to use, you know, how to do this.
Luca, I have to say, we did so many cooking events. The only person who measured everything is Miss Aisha. She was a mathematician from Senegal, and she loves numbers. But except for her, everyone tells me, just use a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And Anna Maria,
I will do that
figure
actually with some things, but some things no, because I tend to put maybe too much of something in. So I find sometimes it's just like easier to know what I'm doing here.
Luca, you can't see, but Rachel just joined us.
Hello.
Hey, Rachel.
Rachel.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, how do you?
Oh, wait, you gotta wait till it zeroes out.
No, I don't.
Oh,
It's zeroed out.
Okay, so now the next step is about 5 ounces of spinach sauteed. Can you get that pan very hot?
You're fine. The blue high.
What are we at now?
You're at 7.6.
Okay, so maybe not that much. See, because I would just tend to throw too much in and be like,
Wait, no, now you're at 9. Oh, you're at 1.6.
okay,
Sorry,
you're,
the
yeah,
angle, the
you're,
angle.
see, that's what happens when you take out the light bulb. For
Alright.
your lighting, your perfection of lighting. See, that is what takes place.
Well, that's your first time using that scale, so.
Okay, this is about 2, so. Yeah, transfer it to a bigger bowl. Okay, never mind. Don't transfer it to a bigger bowl. You just be that way.
Well, we're trying to make it quick.
So I have a feeling Anna Maria is gonna do some change to your recipe, and I can't wait and when she tells me what vegetable she's gonna use.
I love broccoli and spinach, so probably not.
Oh, okay. Because last time she told Esther she's gonna add cheese to her recipe. Esther was like, "No, you can't do that. That's radical."
That was my mom.
Hmm.
That was my mom that wanted to add cheese to the chapati bread. My mom will add cheese to darn near anything if given the opportunity.
I'm switching to the pan.
Is the pan really hot?
Oh, yeah, the oil's buttery. It's
Okay,
water.
then yes. I don't know. Maybe I need a bigger pan. Well, or just do it in sections. Okay, and then here is the kasha that has already been cooked. And let me see, that's kind of the texture. It just becomes very soft.
Is this kind of like a rice or?
Grain.
Oh, great. Okay.
So we are going to transfer the kasha to the bigger bowl.
I'll just throw the spinach real quick. Hot pan. Throw sauteing spinach.
Sauteed.
And then you can, I already bought my chicken breast ground up because I was not going to take the time because I'm a lazy American. I'm a lazy American. We were here long enough for me to be a lazy American now.
Luca, what is the alternative way? Are you gonna, if someone just make it from scratch, are they gonna ground the chicken?
There are, like, when I was like growing up, I grew up with a bunch of farmers. You went out and got your chicken. And you would grind up the meat.
You pop it off, right?
Pretty much. However, I do not have a meat grinder, and I do not want to put it in my food processor where I bake and put my vegetables.
Oh, we can get a meat grinder for the kitchen maybe in the future.
So I'm just gonna mix this all up. And the good thing about this is that if you are looking for a food to really fill you up, this will do it, because buckwheat is a superfood.
Oh.
Super green.
Yeah, super green. So it will really fill you up quickly. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my onion that I already pre-chopped in the food processor as well, just to get it really diced up good, because I don't want to stand here and cry in front of you all.
Hot pan.
You good at all?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna show them the.
Okay.
So there's the spinach sauté.
All nice and sauteed.
Eric appreciated you being a sous chef.
It's like,
I really do appreciate that.
it's like nothing's changed, right?
Nothing's
Big
changed.
sous chef.
And from the smell of this onion, yes, I am very glad I just did that because it is very strong.
Really good. Nothing beats fresh spinach. The sauté enough?
Yeah, it should be good.
Take it off the heat.
Yep, get it off the heat.
Turn off that burner.
Yep. Or you can transfer that other pan to that burner, I think.
So Luca, when was the first time you learned about this recipe?
It was probably a kid or a teen.
Ah,
Like a lot of times, like I said, it was stuff that I grew up with, but I just didn't know how to make as an adult because by that time, everyone was dead that made it because they were all old. So that's why, like, and there's this one site that I found is really great because she is also Ukrainian and basically the same thing. So it's really nice that everything I grew up with, she has down and she has it down in nice little steps. Can you get me an egg?
yeah.
So, but this is really like when you're done with this, a good, now I'm going to do 1/4 cup of panko bread crumbs and I'm going to do the Italian ones. Get a nice little added like seasoning to it. And then add an egg. And then I will need my sauteed spinach.
Now,
Yeah.
hot pan.
Oh, spinach is ready. Oh, I've never seen that before. I've never seen, I mean, I'm sure it's a typical technique. I just never see like you would saute the spinach and then add it into the batter.
Maybe it's a Russian thing.
Well, it helps add oil to it since it's all over the sauté butter.
Can you get me the salt and pepper, please?
The grinders.
Yeah. And this I don't really like measure out. Here, you can just start to grind in. And it's just more of a personal preference thing. Okay, that's good.
Luca, I know in addition to cooking, you also like to bake. Do you think that's also part of the Ruthenian culture, or is that just more like a you?
No, my gram on my dad's side, okay, that's good, was she was a baker. She was Swiss and German, so that all came from her. And I think I'm a better baker than a cook.
I'm sure Josie really appreciates. Josie is Luca's daughter. For anyone who doesn't know, she is adorable, and so I bet Josie really appreciated all the lovely baking you did for her, and she can show off at her school.
Well, right now she just has been trying to get my fondant pumpkins for a week that I'm trying to let dry out. So yeah, it's been difficult. Oh, Eric's going to show you my fondant pumpkins.
Oh,
Ooh.
that is adorable.
They're not quite done yet, but Josie just doesn't want to wait.
Oh,
There's
that's
not enough
so
for
cute.
her, huh?
No, detail work.
Are they candy or are they?
Yeah, it's fondant.
Oh.
Now I'm just adding a teaspoon of mayo, just because one thing you will learn about Russians, we like mayonnaise and everything. Mayonnaise and dill.
Man, love the mayonnaise, man. I do.
I told him when the pandemic ends and I go to Russia, he's not going to do well if he doesn't like dill.
Like dill pickles.
There is dill in everything. Everything is mayonnaise and dill. Things that you wouldn't think are mayonnaise and dill are mayonnaise and dill. Okay, now I need you to put oil in the big skillet. Turn it on at medium-high heat, because now we're going to start making our little oval-shaped patties.
Mm.
Like a thin layer of oil, or like a soft, or like a bottom frying level of oil.
Bottom fry.
Okay.
You could shape them like little pumpkins. That would,
That's way too much work. I'm about like hunking out.
but it would give Josie something to tide her over while the candy dries.
Well, see, the thing with Josie is getting her to eat sweets, that's not hard. Getting her to eat this, especially buckwheat, is extremely more hard. You're going to have to move the camera probably to back over here. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to put some of these breadcrumbs on a plate so that when I make my little patties, I coat them on both sides to fry them.
Oh, in the background, I can see a lot of pumpkins. One of them is smiling at us.
Yeah, because they're not going to eat that one.
So, Luca, do you happen to know why your family argue what kind of meat should be used? I did see on website some people are very adamant about, oh, you should use beef, and oh, you should use pork.
Because they all think they're right. They all want to be right. So
it wasn't because of the texture or anything.
I don't think so. Like, my mom would prefer this in ground pork, but I'm not a big ground pork fan, so I'm not gonna do that in ground pork. Just because, again, not big ground pork fan. And then when you eat these, it's really a good finger food too, because it's really nice to dip these in ranch.
Mm.
So that's why I think I like the chicken too. Goes well with ranch.
Oh, it's like a chicken nugget.
Yeah, it is. A healthy one.
Yeah.
Which would be why Josie doesn't like it. Or many kids.
Well, Josie's a bit more prominent in some sort of healthy food lately. Actually, last few months.
She likes her salads. That's her favorite.
She's like, I'm full on healthy food now. It's like she uses full on what she's full on, not that she's full. Like, I'm full of healthy food. Thanks for sweets.
She's a smart kid.
It's like, that's not how full works.
So Luca, I know you have done a lot of research for your ancestry. You said when your family came to Pennsylvania, they actually preferred to like not channel too much about the past, but instead just assimilate to America. But you want to know more about your ancestry. So what kind of research did you do?
Well, it started like my great aunt when she was alive. She was like the one that you went to if you wanted to know. But even then, there were some things she would say, some things she would not. when I was a kid and my great grandfather was alive, it was during the Cold War. I was not allowed to tell anyone I was Russian by any means. Like never. But so there's a few of us, like most of my family has the same like mindset. We're Americans now and they don't care. But some of us do. So we're the ones that do the research like most and tend to share it. But for the most part, it's hard, and especially like if you're trying to find like records there, it's very hard to find records there. And the one town that one of my ancestors like came from was burnt out during like World War II.
Wow.
So all the records that were stored in the church are just completely gone.
Wow. So yeah, it must takes a lot of effort for you to find out the information that you eventually digged up through different resources.
Mm-hmm. It does. Okay, now
It's a
we're
flower.
gonna put these about 4 to 5 times until they are cooked.
Wow, looks like a flower. Eric, you're doing a great job. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Long handle pan.
Yeah. So Luca, after you learn about your ancestor, do you mind if you tell us a little bit about what you discovered?
Not really much. My family, when they came here, my great-great-grandfather had already been here, but he was not actually my great-great-grandfather. My great-great-grandmother was married with 3 kids. Her husband worked at a factory in St. Petersburg and had been killed during a riot there.
Wow.
So when they said it was arranged that she would marry a man who was from a village close by. So she came here to the States where he was at and married him, and then they had more like kids and stuff. But it was always said, like if you would ask my great-grandfather the name of his real father, he would say that the man that was his stepfather was his dad, and the only one that he really knew.
Oh.
So he would always like shut you down. So.
Wow, that's really dramatic. Yeah, I feel like sometimes our ancestors don't always like to share their stories with us. I know my grandfather's father was like a landowner. I think at the time, landowner were considered the enemy of the people in China. So I never know any stories about him. And
that was how it was in the Russian Empire too. The land owners were the bad ones.
Right. I think when John was trying to choose a second language in school, he could choose German or French, and he chose German. His mom was really nervous. It's like, why do you choose German? German are the bad guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's just stigma in different times, I guess.
Yeah.
It seems like it's all coming together.
Looks really good.
I think we can even make it a vegetarian one, like a bean burger.
Actually, you can. I read on the one site when I was reading through like the reviews and stuff, and the one Hudson said they used some chickpeas.
Mm.
I can see that.
Yeah, and I thought, ooh, that'd be good. I thought that would look.
I'm
That
gonna
would
try chickpeas
really good.
and let you know how it goes.
There's the balance.
Mm.
Totally innocent. Doesn't know what's going to happen.
So Eric, I'm not trying to cause any trouble here, but if you choose, if you get a chance to choose, what kind of filling would you choose?
Filling. I think it would depend on what I'm going for. Like, if I was going for savory, probably pork. If I was going for something sweet, probably like a seasoned ground turkey.
Oh, okay.
I do not like ground turkey. You're making this on your own if you want that.
Yeah, we can always have 3 batch.
I bet it'd be good with venison too.
Wow.
It's like a nice tasting contest.
There's one that they make with beef too,
Mm.
and I think they make it with beef and mushroom,
Mm.
which I think that would be pretty good. I might try that next time.
I'll eat the mushroom.
So Luca, did you get a chance to see, so did any of your family member have ever cooked this before?
Yeah, my one great aunt did.
Oh, wow.
She cooked a lot of the stuff like this.
Mm. And did you get a chance to add some of the Russian cooking as part of your book? Oh, for anyone who doesn't know, Luca is also a writer. She is writing a fiction novel about.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, you're done.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Actually, no, I didn't. I mean, I have some like character like in there who's action, but no, I didn't add any like cuisine.
Maybe that could be a side note for the future.
Well, since my book is set in Cornwall, there's a lot of British like cuisine in there.
Hmm. Yeah, do you mind if I tell everyone about your book a little bit?
It's fine.
Oh yeah, so I think Rachel, you might be more qualified to talk about it. But I remember it's about it's about cat actually, or the god in the universe. Rachel, did I say it right, or did I misunderstand her intent?
But well, I don't think the cats are like gods really. It's more like I don't know how to I don't know if I'm going to give like spoiler alerts if I start.
Oh no.
So there's the main character gets sort of sucked into this sort of magical world, like in search of his daughter who goes missing, and he has 3 cats that are sort of his guides through the magical world while he helps search for her.
Mm-hmm.
And there are lots of cool mythical creatures besides just the talking cats.
Mm. Okay, so Luca clearly likes you better because she only told me about the talking cats.
Well, the talking cats are pretty cool. They're pretty important characters, I must say.
Mm. Oh, I saw Luca just added some mythical ingredients into the batter.
That was the thermometer.
Oh, that's
So Luca, if it's set in England and you've got talking cats,
Sorry, my Sue like chef went for the wrong plate. He's about to get like fired.
I'll try and bake hay fancy. I got some Pioneer Woman plates for the
Hey,
Russian
fancy
food.
enough. There were pioneers in Russia, okay? I want that more and more golden.
Oh, it seems like the first batch is done.
Yes, the first batch is done.
Oh, nice. Eric, I look forward to seeing your photo. You don't have excuse to not send me photo because your phone is fixed.
Well, I've been using we've been using her phone since it has the nicer camera for
Oh,
all pictures that are on
nice
Facebook.
camera. I do remember that.
Well, my phone is fixed and back. I just need to reinitiate it. I've been so used to being on my work phone for the last 5 months. It's like, oh, I got it back. I'll get to that.
So, Eric, of all the cuisine you have tried so far, what's your favorite?
Overall, Mediterranean.
Mm.
Mediterranean, Middle Eastern. So, if I
Sorry, you're out of luck here.
hey, is Russian a good food next on the list?
Russian's very bland. It's not meant to be like spicy. It's meant to be hearty. Russians are hard people.
Meant to get the job done.
I haven't been to a lot of Russian restaurants before, but I have to say Russian cuisine is so unique. The salad is hot, like temperature hot and spicy. And
It depends because Russia is a very vast country with lots of ethnicity.
oh,
So it just kind of depends
mm.
where you're at, what they're cooking.
Or like even on your presentation, you pretty much had or no, not yours, who is it, Zedek, or is that what? No, Zedek lady, when he did that periodic table of facials of like Russia.
Oh yeah, I have more of a Ukrainian fat face.
Mm.
Like everyone in my family, like my mom when she was like 18, she was like a size 2. She still had a fat face. Like we have fat faces.
It's not fat face, it's a round face.
It's fat face.
It's round.
It's fat face.
I think in some part of the world it's called a lucky face.
Or like my one buddy, it's a Korean face.
Wow, I have a very Ukrainian face. And then like my one cousin looks like her ex-boyfriend used to joke she looked like a Russian male or bride, and she totally admitted to that. Like she does look like that. She has a very Slavic face, more so.
See, I want to eat that with applesauce.
Eric, so do you think you're gonna eat them all tonight, or you're gonna save some for us?
Like food disappears.
That's one good thing because I don't really like leftovers. He eats it all, so it's okay.
And I work it all off. So like I fast for the week, and then the weekend, that's pretty much high carb weekend. Or high food, high calories.
Usually cake.
Pleasure food.
Usually cake.
Or cupcakes. Or s'more cakes.
Do you have any serving suggestions, Luca, with a side salad, or is there anything else that you would serve this with?
If I was making an actual meal of this, like to me this is more of a snack food. But if I was making an actual meal of this, I don't know.
Yeah, this feels like an appetizer.
Yeah, it does. It feels more like this is kind of something you'd snack on or maybe a light lunch.
Yeah, sort of like one of those